traders, it's 8 minutes past 11 a.m. here in Brisbane on Wednesday, the 24th of April. And I'm finally in a swing trade on the US index market. So I had to wait months for this one to finally pull back into my level. But this is all about the level. So let me run you back through the fight card. It was the US index power back at the end of January. So the level that I was looking for my offense was here. That blue line, the last place that the sellers had some sort of a strength in this market. And when I've done the fight card video, we were around here. Now, as you can see, I had my Fibonacci retracement. That's no longer valid. We continued higher. And I did mention in the fight card that the longer we go higher, the more nervous I get to get into a potential fight, because we're getting into that area of very overextended, and at some point we will get that pullback. So we were scratchy and moved higher for a couple of weeks there, and then finally we had that strong pullback. We broke through that level over here and continued toward my area. It's also in and around the round number of 17,000. Now, when I've done the trade cuts for January, I've mentioned that I'm still waiting for that level. So I'm not looking for swing opportunities on the move higher. And I mentioned that it would look nice from the context of the weekly, because we would simply pull back into the averages and release some of this very strong buying pressure. And this is the weekly chart, and you can see it looks fantastic. It pulls back into that area. Now, will it continue to a new higher high? That's a different story. There's a big breakout level over here, and I'm not going to challenge this breakout level. We might see some more sellers over here, because at the end of the day, this low went lower than the previous swing higher low. So let's have a look how the market reacted to my level. So we'll have a look at the 4 hours first, and we can see we just dropped into that area very quickly, very fast on Friday. So the Saturday morning for me, Friday trading day in the US, and we can see the market on Monday open in a slight gap up. So after a big push, we're expecting a little bit of a bounce. We had that before. We pushed to another lower low, we bounced. We pushed to another lower low, we bounced. So nothing yet to do. Yes, it touched my level, it got my interest, my alert was triggered, but nothing to do. I'm not going to go just because we bounced off a level. I need to see some signs that the buyers are ready to take over. So let's have a look here on the 1 hour. Now, what we can see here from the 1 hour, we went sideways, pushed a little bit higher, pull back. But this is the first time that we haven't been able to make a lower low, and now we made a higher low. Then we pushed up into a higher high. Now the lower time frame is starting to change direction. We had a pullback to test this level from above. We went sideways for a little bit. So I was looking for reasons that this one is going to continue higher. I like the bounce, and I've got the right location. So I like this area. I've got a touch here and another touch here, and I was quite satisfied with this turn. So I was looking for a break above this area, and as we can see, we broke pretty quickly afterwards and stayed around that area for a while. We even pulled back into it after we moved slightly higher. Now, my defense line in this case was nice and tight. So my defense line was sitting underneath this level and also the higher low, because if we roll over from here, then we might potentially go all the way lower again. So that was a nice area for the defense line. Now, in my original video, my point swing was here, the purple line, and the knockout at the pink line. And as you can see, this is just too close. So there was no point in having the point swing so close to my striking area. So this one is going. Now, the point swing I now have at the knockout area. So the point swing was at the 17,500, and I'll show you why. If we'll take a look here on the 4 hours, we can see that this was the previous swing lower high. So we might see some fight coming in around that area. It's a very nice move already. So I was happy to take my points win at this area. And if we'll switch back into the 1 hour, we can see that that happened somewhere in the middle of the night for me. Now for the knockout, I'm just going to push a little bit further. I'm going to go in and around the 17,700 area, and let me show you why. So like I mentioned, I don't want to be in a fight in and around that seller's breakout level. So that is in and around this area, at around the 850. We had a pullback close to it, and we went to a low and another lower low. So I want to be out before that area is being tested. We also moved quite a lot, so I do expect at some point some profit taking, maybe a little bit of a pullback when we have a very nice strong bounce from the lower low. Even if this thing is going to continue higher and potentially even make another higher high on the weekly chart, there will be those pullback most likely along the way. So I'd rather stay and take that burst higher and leave the pullback for another striking opportunity. So to summarize, I am finally, after months of waiting for that level, in the ring with the NASDAQ. My striking area, and let's go back to the 1 hour, was at this level around the 1730 area with my defense line sitting underneath this area. My point swing was shifted to the original knockout area, and that was around the 17,500, and my knockout is going to be at this black line around the 17,700 area. I am also going to move my defense line to protect the ground that I'm already covered in the ring, and I'm going to do that just underneath this area, so under the low of this 1 hour candle and this swing lower high. Happy knockouts, everyone. Bye for now.